Hello, welcome to our tutorial on how to win at the game of sevens. The game of sevens is played by dealing out all the cards to all the players, and then your job is to get rid of all the cards in your hand first before anyone else gets rid of their cards. So I have these kind of oversized cards here just to show us a couple of strategies for winning in the game of sevens. So the key is to get your cards out before anyone else gets theirs out. So what you want to do is organize your cards like this, from lowest to highest. Oops, that one's out of order. But from lowest to highest and according to suit. If you have the 7 of spades, then you need to go first. That's the first card that gets played. So I've kind of stacked this hand to kind of show what we're doing here. All right, so you play that 7 of spades down, and then everyone else will have a chance to go on their own turns. Now, when you look at this deck of cards, I set it up so that I could show a couple of strategies. One, first off, you can play both the 6 and the 8 of spades. And you can do one of two things on your turn. You can play, let's say, one of those. When you have an option to play one of those two cards, or I guess you could play this 7 of clubs as well, you want to look, is it going to help me get towards giving my cards away, or is it going to block other people? So right now you have the ace of spades. That's the lowest spade card. So you want people to play the 5, 4, 3, and 2 of spades. So what I would do in a situation like this is I would first play the 6 to try and get down to those numbers that are going to help me get rid of my ace. Because right now, other people have to play those cards or I'm going to get stuck with that ace. Okay, so people have to play the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So blocking that makes no sense at this point in the game. However, the 8 and 9 here, those ones, you can block. When you put your 8 down, you know that you're the next player to play the 9. So you know that no one else can play on top of that. So that's kind of like having a turn where you don't open up anything for anyone else. It's a good strategy for kind of conserving turns. You have the same situation here with the 3-2-1 or 3-2 ace, where as soon as we get down to 3, you pretty much have control over who plays what next on that line. All right, so that's kind of a nice thing. So my first strategy is to open up things that you need. All right. The next strategy is to block things that you don't need. Notice I have the 7 of clubs. I have no other club cards. So I want to hold that 7 in my hand as long as possible. People might get upset and angry with you, but it's a strategy to win. So what you're going to do is hold on to that 7 as long as possible because you don't need to get rid of it. If you had a 7 of diamonds, you'd want to play it because you have to get all the way to the ace and all the way to the jack. So you'd want to get that one out. But for this one, 7 of clubs, you want to hold that one as long as possible. So you'll continue to build off of whatever other people play and what you play. All right. I want to show one strategy here with the hearts as well. The 6 and 5, we sort of mentioned this before. 6, 5 are two cards in a row that you basically have full control over. Once the 7 comes out, a good strategy for you to do is to play the 6 because you know the only person it's helping is yourself. All right? Now you want to hold on to your 5. So if you've gotten to the lowest card that you have in a suit or the highest card that you have in a suit, you want to try and hold off on playing that one as long as possible. So let's say we've gotten, and let's take a look at this with this specific hand. What we want to do is play our spades because we need to get up to the queen. See that? So we want to play the 8 and the 9 so that someone else will play on it, the 10 and the jack, and eventually get to the queen. So you want to open up things that gets to the cards that you need and block things that you don't need to play that will get down to the cards that other people need. So you want to basically open up pathways for your cards while blocking things for other people. Now sometimes you don't have that freedom. If you're down to having one card that you're able to play, you have to play it. But for the most part, if you do have two options, you can pick and choose which one's going to help you out the most. And that's a strategy for winning the game of sevens. Again, sevens is a game that you can play with children as young as like 6, 7, as long as they know their numbers and know what Jack, Queen, King, and Ace mean. They can pretty much play sevens. It's a good educational game for kids learning numbers. So you don't want to use those strategies and totally block and hurt your small children while you're playing this game. But what you do want to do is just use those strategies against adults and older people who are more comfortable with it. Good luck playing, have fun playing sevens, and see you next time.